Here they come. Here they come. That's funny. He has them carrying all the baby stuff. I wonder why he gave Mary Jo the giant package. They're gonna be so excited. I haven't seen them since Friday morning and it's now Sunday afternoon. I think I went home on Friday night and rocked Mary Jo because she woke up and she was sad because she hadn't seen me all day, and I rocked her to sleep. But other than that, I haven't seen either. Well, I haven't seen Lenny and Eliza since Friday morning. But I'm gonna be excited to meet their baby brother. He is getting his auditory screening and a few other tests and stuff that they have to do, and then they're gonna bring him back and hopefully we'll get to go home. But I just want to get a picture or video of the girls seeing their little brother for the first time. So they won't see him when they walk in, but they will see him when the nurses bring him back.
What's in the baby?
He's in his test.
There we go. He'll be here soon.
The nurse need to go back with the nurse.
I had them all bring something in.
Yeah, I know.
Are they gonna bring this back?
I thought I didn't see much from Mary Jo. Can I carry that? She's like, no.
Yeah.
Doesn't for her to touch it over here.
What happened?
This is his blanket. These are nice. Did you bring all of them?
I brought everything you told me to. The big blanket. I don't know.
Whoa, what is that?
This is a blanket.
No,
I don't
not
know.
that.
What is the other
please.
one then?
It's a burp cloth.
Well, I
Bird
got it over there.
cloth.
Yeah, I just wanted something warm.
Okay.
I want you girls to stand right here and she's gonna roll them in. Okay, can you bring them in?
Attention cancer victims who use.
Yep, we're ready. All right, here he comes. Okay. Now remember, let's not touch him until you ready to see your little brother?
Look at how cute.
What do you think? In just a minute.
It looks like a dolly.
Here, let me help you. How do you do?
He did great.
Okay.
He passed his hearing screen like so quick. No worries. He did fantastic.
What's that?
Oh, I do need to cut that off. Let me go get that real quick.
I'm glad you said that.
What's it called?
That's his
Cord clamp.
that's where he was attached
Did
to
you
mommy.
ever hurt him?
No.
No, he had a little cord going from mommy to him. That's how he got
Is
food.
that cord that goes to him to you?
Mhm.
Is that how he stays alive?
Inside my belly, and then when he comes out, he can eat and breathe on his own.
What's that for?
That's to suck all the stuff. That's to suck everything out of his nose. He has he lives in water in my belly, and they use that to get all the water out of his nose and mouth. That's it. You want to come see the baby?
Let's go see the baby.
Girls, there's your baby brother. You can always watch them all on.
Are you gonna take a picture of
Back
him?
up.
Baby,
It is a baby.
look,
You want to hug him?
look. Can we hold the baby? Baby. Can we hold the baby?
Want to give him kisses?
Can we hold the baby? I'm so scared.
What?
Give him kisses.
No, no.
Oh, you're so sweet.
No.
And see how you feel in a day or two when you realize you're not the baby anymore. What do you think?
Oh no.
No face. See, no face. Don't touch the face.
When I was a baby today.
Did you see his nose?
When I was a baby today, put that on me.
You were born here too.
But how do you take it off?
What, the little belly button thing?
No. The baby's skin on his knee. One of his knees.
Oh, on his ankle? The bracelet?
Yeah.
We'll cut it off with scissors when we get home.
Oh, no.
You see his nose?
No.
Mouth? Uh-huh.
Yeah.
You see his ears? What do you think, Mary Jo?
A baby.
Do you love your baby brother?
Hi. Hi.
Say hi.
Hi. Hi. Mia. Mommy.
What do you think? Are you holding? What do you think your baby brother?
Baby.
Lydia, put that in thing, please.
He doesn't have teeth.
No, he'll have.
He's opening it now. Why is he opening it now?
He's yawning.
Is it my turn?
No, Liza just got him. You can hold him in a few minutes. He's gonna be over mothered.
I know.
Were you the one that said that?
Yeah, I said he's doing mother end of that.
Right there, but there was blood.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, but there's no. Baby!
You wanna hold him? Okay, you gotta wait your turn. I thought you would be sad, but you're actually pretty excited.
Baby!
Okay, just a minute.
Yeah.
Oh, I know. You can hold him in just a minute.
I get the baby kiss? No. No.
It's going to take a miracle to get me into the army.
Here's my sweet Ephraim. Oh, he must be having a good dream. He is such a calm, low maintenance baby. It's very sweet. Hi and welcome back. So today Ephraim is 2 days old. He was born on Saturday, September 10th. We saw sisters and dad come to get us and take us home from the hospital, which was a very different change of plans that I will tell you in just a minute. But they love him, and I had thought that maybe Mary Jo would be a little more jealous or upset that she wasn't the baby anymore, but instead she has just jumped right in and is like a little mama to him. And so they want to hold him all the time. They want to just be big sisters, and so he is going to be well loved by his older sisters. And so and we're feeling good too, because we have family and friends that are just really supportive and congratulative and wanting to help out as well. So I'm going to tell you the story, what happened at the birth center and how our plans changed. So basically last week I was in week 41 of being pregnant and pushing it. So my due date, I would have been 42 weeks on Sunday, September 11th. And after that, on that day, my midwife could no longer assist in the birth. And that's just state law. Louisiana, midwifery is very new here. And so the laws are really strict, because at one point there was, it was unregulated and there was a lot of dangerous stuff happening. And so they outlawed it for a while, and then I think they brought it back just a few years ago, and so it's really regulated right now. And after 42 weeks they can't assist, just because of the possibility of stillborn and maybe being too big and that sort of thing. So it had to have gone to the hospital to be induced. Anyway, last week I went in every day and they checked me to see if maybe my cervix was ripening or doing anything, and it was not doing anything at all. And so I was really getting frustrated and stressed out, and I was scared because I thought I was gonna have to go to the hospital because my body wasn't doing anything. And so my midwife asked me on Friday if I wanted to come in and, you know, try some natural induction methods. And you know, when the choice is that or, you know, go to the hospital next week, I thought, okay, well, let's try some natural stuff. So I went in Friday and we started out with castor oil, and they gave me just enough to get things started. And we also use the breast pump because breast stimulation can actually produce oxytocin, which produces contractions. Now, we kind of did all this stuff and it produced contractions, but it only did it while I was pumping and maybe for a little bit afterward, but it wasn't anything progressive, and my body didn't take over and start labor. So by around 10 p.m. she was like, hey, let's go home and rest and see if maybe something happens tonight, and call me in the morning. So we came home, and on the way home I started having contractions, and I think part of it was just kind of this relief. You know, I feel like when you're stressed out, your body doesn't really do labor. So around midnight, I woke up to having some pretty strong contractions, and our doula had come to our house. Instead of going home, she came to our house, and she was timing them. And they were, you know, minute and a half, 3 minutes apart, 4 minutes apart, something like that. So we went back to the birthing center, and I'm having these really good contractions for a while, but then they slowed down. So we all laid down to rest. We all kind of just took a break. I laid down to rest for a little bit, and I was still having contractions, but I think they were further apart. And so maybe 6, 7, or 8 o'clock rolls around, and I think they could visibly tell that I was tired. I just had no motivation. I was kind of just done at that point, I think, because, you know, we've been doing this for almost 24 hours, and my body was exhausted. I couldn't really do much, and so I think my motivation was just down. So we went outside, we walked around a little bit. I kind of ate. I think I ate a chicken biscuit from Burger King, and that helped me feel a lot better. But, you know, by noon, it still wasn't doing much. I was having contractions, but I wasn't progressing, which made me think that I wasn't producing oxytocin to help progress labor, and I didn't have the endorphins that I had with my last birth that happened naturally. I didn't have the endorphins to help with the pain management. And so all of it was mental, and I couldn't sit down or lay down because the pain was just so awful. Standing up and moving around really helped to alleviate some of the pain. The issue is, though, when you've been standing for several hours, it can get terrible. Really, you get weak really fast. And so noon came and went. 1 o'clock came, and finally my midwife came to me and she said, Alicia, the only thing we have left to try is giving you fluids, because you seem you're dehydrated, so you might need to let's try some fluids and see what happens. And I just said, you know, I don't want to do that. I said, I just want to go to the hospital. I'm exhausted. We've been doing this for 2 days. I can't sit down. I can't lay down. I just want to go get an epidural and have a baby. By this point, I was just ready to close that chapter on my life. And so she said, okay. And so she called and got us transferred. She faxed our records over. And she came to the hospital with us. And so my husband, my 2 doulas, and my midwife all show up to the hospital, and they took us in. Oh, and my cervix wasn't progressing. Okay, back up just a second. So at the clinic, my cervix wasn't doing anything. I think I've been at like 4 centimeters forever. And the baby wasn't coming down. Like the bag of water was bulging, but it wasn't popping, and she couldn't pop it or break it because basically the cord could come out and then it's life-threatening, and she doesn't have the resources to deal with that, whereas the hospital does. And so it was a really bad situation because the baby wasn't moving, labor wasn't progressing, and we've been at this for 2 days. Everyone was exhausted. So we went to the hospital, and they met us there. They checked me, and I was 9 centimeters. They're like, do you just want us to break your water and deliver the baby? And I did not want that, because I just didn't want a birth where I didn't have the natural endorphins like I had last time. Because last time, you know, yes, it wasn't really painful, because I think I had those hormones that help with pain, naturally help with pain management. I'm like, no, I want an epidural. I don't want to do this anymore. And so you have to get a bag of fluid. You have to get a bag of fluid before you can get the epidural. But then like halfway through, they just gave me the epidural, and they finished the bag. And then it was kind of funny because after the epidural kicked in, this nurse walked in, and she'd been doing this for 30 years. So somewhere along the route, she had become really good at what she did. And she's like, all right, we got to get this baby out. We got 2 other babies to deliver. And so I'm going to check you and adjust your baby, and we're going to push him out. And I probably would have been offended, like if this had happened before, but I was just like, okay, I'm done. And she checked him, and he was crooked. Like his head was in my left hip and his legs were on my right side. And so she did this thing where she had me roll to my right side for 10 minutes and to my left side, but his heart rate dropped when I rolled to my left side, so they didn't do that. And then she had me push, and some people pushed on my stomach, which got him down into my pelvis. And then they threw the stirrups up, put my legs in the stirrups. The doctor came in, everyone geared up, and they're like, let's push. And so we pushed like 3 times, and he came out. Now, I still didn't know what he was, if it was a boy or girl. And they laid him on my chest, and I'm like, what is it? And they're like, well, look. But, you know, I'm like on my back. I have no ab muscles. I have no feeling in my legs. And I just said, I can't see him. And so they held him up, and I saw his little boy parts, and there he was. It was a boy. And I'll be honest, I was kind of hoping for a girl just because I know what I'm doing, but I don't know. He's so sweet, and I think he's gonna grow on me. And he was covered in vernix, like he was white. And we initially, and he would have been 42 weeks the next day. We were like, why is he covered in vernix? Did they get our dates wrong? And so, but when they weighed him, he weighed 8 pounds, 10 ounces, and he was 22 inches long. So we just thought it was really odd that he was still covered in vernix, because I think by 40 weeks, the baby loses all that. Oh well, he's an anomaly. But after that, he was healthy and he was fine. And they kind of just left us alone after that, because he, you know, was my 4th baby. I didn't really need a lot. They came in, took our vitals. I think they took him away at some point to give him some shots and a set tests and stuff. They took him away at the 24-hour mark to get all that done, and then that's what you saw him coming back after, you know, when the girls were there. You saw him coming back from that. And then we got home, and everyone was really happy, and we just have had a good day. Stephen has 2 weeks of paternity leave, but that is all I have for now. And hopefully I will bring along you, and I will bring you along with me when I am cleaning my house this week. I'm probably gonna get the girls to help me, maybe my husband, and we're just gonna knock out a lot of stuff, because there's a lot of parts of our house that have been neglected for this entire pregnancy. And our house needs some TLC. We got to get our school stuff up and going again, and move on with our lives, because we're ready to move forward. So anyway, thank you for watching, and I hope you have a great day.